Alright guys, here are the updates for the AP Calculus exam. I felt it was easier to make a video, but I'll also put this up as a PDF for you guys to scroll through as well. So the updated day is going to be Tuesday, May 12th, so it's a week after what it was originally given at 2 p.m. So any student taking this AP Calculus AB exam will be testing on this day at this time. This is made up of 2 free response questions. One question will be 25 minutes long, 60% of the test, 5 minutes you'll have to upload. Question 2 is going to be 15 minutes, another free response question, 40% of the test, again 5 minutes to upload. So just as you have been uploading your work to Google Classroom, you could do the same for the AP exam. And I'll say this again at the end, you are responsible for timing yourself. If you do not upload this within the amount of time, then they do not get your test. Now they say it could be typed, but I think that's for other exams that make, where typing is a little bit easier, but this could all be handwritten. You could take a picture and upload your work. I will also get your results as well, but I'm not grading them. The AP College Board teachers there will be grading them. Graphing calculator is not required, so all of these problems will be able to be done without a calculator. However, they're saying you could still use a calculator. They're saying you could actually use resources. You could use a textbook. You could use anything on the internet. However, they're going to be phrasing these questions in a way that you can't just Google a response, and keeping in mind that you're timed with this. So your best bet is to look at the topics that I am going to show you at the end of the video, and that I'll include in a different post as well for you guys to see. Along with, I'm probably not going to give you everything today, but I'll probably give it to you in little moderations here of the topics as well. My handwritten, the flashcards that I started to give you guys, I will give you them all at once. So again, as I'm going over this and you come up with any questions, write them down and send me an email. Alright, so if you're at home taking this, you will have access. You could take the test via cell phone, if you have a laptop, your Chromebook, a tablet, or desktop. So yes, if we don't return to school by May 12th, you will be taking this test at home. Since you're already registered, remember that AP Classroom that I had you guys register for at the very beginning of the school year, all of you are. So there's a way that they will just send you a way to start taking the test. They're going to have a way for you to verify that it is you. They're taking all the precautions necessary to make sure that it is you that will be taking the test. At school, the AP College Board was telling me that they don't want to disrupt the schedule anymore, but in the past we've had a substitute that has proctored it, so I'm sure we would be setting this up the same way. If not, they were saying that this could be done just in our classroom for the given time that's here. So at school, I'm still waiting. Obviously, we're all waiting to see if we're closed the rest of the year or what's going to happen after May 1st. The AP College Board does advise that when you're doing your calculations, just submit unsimplified answers. So if something is left as a radical, it is fine to leave it that way to avoid mistakes that aren't related to calculus. But as I mentioned before, you must keep track of the time. What we're going to be tested over, and I'll show you the topics here. We still have a few more topics to cover. So in the past, they've covered what we consider units 1 through 8. So units 1 through 7 are covered or tested, but not unit 8. So I want to take you guys through this. I hope that this comes up. So unit 1 is everything to do with limits and continuity, and like I said, I'm going to post this as a separate PDF so you can scroll through this at your own pace. So some of the ways these sections are worded might sound a little different, but if you take a look just at unit 1, just can change a coordinates, and that's just getting used to the average rate of change versus instantaneous rate of change. So unit 1 is all limits and continuity, and the handwritten little flashcard handouts that I've been giving you guys are broken down in the same way as well. Not necessarily by units, but just they're numbered by topics here. So in the first one that I gave you was pre-calculus topics, and then I have limits and continuity topics, differentiation topics that I will be scanning in as a separate PDF. So everything we have covered has been in units 1 and 2 so far. Everything with limits, derivatives, looking here just in Unit 3, the chain rule, so that's a continuation of differentiation, implicit differentiation. Take a look here at 3.3 though, differentiating inverse functions. We have not covered that yet, so I'm planning on either starting this by the end of this week or when we get back from spring break. We still have a little bit of time. But we have done differentiating inverse trig functions, calculating higher order derivatives. Unit 4 is just contextual applications of differentiation, and really Unit 5 as well, analytical applications. So this is where we've analyzed related rates in Unit 4. The optimization problems are talked about in Unit 5. Look here at 5.1 and 5.2, the mean value theorem, extreme value theorem, and even 4.7. We usually do this, like I said, a little bit later, which is what we're doing now, but I just talked about L'Hopital's rule. Notice how it has it in there. It looks like L'Hopital's, but L'Hopital's rule for determinant and indeterminate forms here. All right, Unit 6 was integration and accumulation of change. I have not talked about accumulation of change yet. It's not a huge lesson to go over, so with derivatives of inverses and exploring accumulations of change. So those are two more topics we need to take a look at. Everything else in Chapter 6 is looking at the fundamental theorem of calculus, accumulating functions involving area, so that was the area between a curve and the x-axis as well that we've been looking at. If you look lower down here at Unit 6, it's the antiderivatives and indefinite integrals, U substitution. We didn't really talk about integrating functions using long division and completing the square, but that would just be more like a substitution to maybe manipulate a function in order to take the derivative or the antiderivative of it. Unit 7 is differential equations, so we have definitely looked at that. We finished up slope fields, separation of variables, so please take a look at that. What we're still going to cover for the course, so right after, the couple weeks after the AP exam, we have to take a look at volumes, area between more than one curve, so not necessarily a curve in the x-axis. But again, if we don't get through all of this because of what we're going through now, that's fine. I do know at YSU and Calc 1 that this is covered, so I'm still going to make videos for this and post this just so you guys have access to it as well, whether or not we finish it before the year is over. So please let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I will be posting everything here as a PDF along with the topics here as I encounter or get updated myself. If there's anything new, I will definitely share that with you. So please make sure you guys are catching up on all assignments, and let me know if you have any questions.